Hey, welcome back. On this video, we're going to be talking about the sneaky weight loss goal killer. There's one thing that is absolutely destroying any goal that you have to lose weight, no matter how bad you freaking want it. If you're doing this one thing, you will continue on the hamster wheel of doom, having a hard time successfully reaching your weight loss or body transformation goals. If you hear something crazy in the background, it's because we have dogs and they have decided now when we start recording is the perfect time to go buck wild and fight each other.
And another disclaimer, what you are about to hear in this video is 99.99% possibly something that you had not expected, nor have you ever heard, and you may question, why are we telling you this in the first place? However, pay very close attention, because that very same thing that we're talking about in this video is probably one of the biggest causes, especially if you're the type of person who's been, trying to lose weight for a bunch of time and you've been feeling stuck, or maybe you're like, your weight has gone up and down for years, and for some reason you just can't seem to keep it off. Like, what's the cause of it? And maybe you found yourself jumping from one thing to another, or maybe you're like, you know what, Erin Sarit, like, I'm doing all the things, and for some reason, like, I can't seem to get,
It's just not working.
there. Whatever your there is, like, if you feel like no matter what, I can't seem to get there, pay very close attention to this video, because we are going to uncover probably the biggest secret that is being kept away from you in terms of weight loss. Why is that? Because number one, most people are not even aware of the power of this one thing. And secondly, even the ones who do, very few people actually have the courage to talk about it, because you know what? It's one of those conversations that stings a little bit, because we ain't really gonna be talking about the muffin or the pizza. We're gonna be talking about something way deeper than that.
And, that was really good suspense building, Sarit. That was really good. I was afraid you were going to give it away the whole time, because normally Sarit's like, this is what it is. But here's the deal.
I've been hanging out around you.
It's really important that we emphasize this, though, because 99% of people who are trying to lose weight do this, and that is why 99% of people cannot keep the weight off that they lose initially, or just have a hard time losing it in the first place. So it's crucial that you continue to watch this or listen to this if you're on podcast with an open mind and for the whole episode, because this is what diet culture and the weight loss industry are not talking about. And like Sarit said, even if you are aware of what this thing is, it takes extreme discipline, practice, and time to get it down right so that it works in your favor. Okay? So I want to share a story of what is or maybe a question. This one thing, and we're not going to hold it from you forever. We're going to tell you what it is, but it's very much about communication, and it's not just about talking, but it's about the communication you have with yourself, and it is about your thought habits. It is about, and this is not going to get all like woo woo, like, think your way to
Think your way too thin.
Yeah, think your way to, like, we say cheesy things like that sometimes because it's like catching and eye grabbing, but at the same time, there's a lot of truth in this. And if you've ever found yourself saying, I want to lose weight because, I don't want to be on all this medication, or, whatever your reason for wanting to lose weight. I want to lose weight, or I want to get in better shape. You don't have to necessarily want to lose a bunch of weight, but if you want to transform your body in some way or feel better about yourself physically, if I want to lose weight because, I don't want to feel ashamed of myself. I don't want to have to change my clothes 19 times before I feel comfortable, semi-comfortable in something that I'm wearing. I want to lose weight because I don't want to X, Y, or Z, fill in the blank. There's one thing about all those statements that is the very thing that is hindering you. Now, Sarit, taking you back to when you wanted to lose weight, if you were knowing what you know now, I want you to say the reason why you wanted to lose weight in a way that is helpful for you. And I want to know from the viewer or the listener, can you tell the difference in the reasons why I demonstrated I want to lose weight versus the reasons why Sarit wants to lose weight? So I'll say it again. These are examples, things we hear all the time from our clients, people who begin working with us, people who are in our community, who are just joining the community for the first time and saying, I'm so glad I found this. I'm here because I want to lose weight so that I don't have to be a bad example to my kids, or, I want to lose weight because I don't want to be taking all this medication, or I want to lose weight because I don't want to be tired all the time, or things like that. Now, what would I want to lose weight because? From the Sarit legitimate.
Yeah. I want to lose weight because I am ready to be defined by, what I am able to provide to others, rather than just, by what my body looks like. I want to lose weight because I am ready to stop the war that's in my head with regards to, what's my next meal going to be? How many calories are in this, and that? I want to lose weight because I am ready to live a life of physical and mental freedom. I am ready to drop weight because I am ready to finally feel confident in how I look and feel.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
So I want you to just ask yourself for a second, which version? It's all I want to lose weight because, I want to lose weight because, I want to lose weight because. But which version of those sounded more inspiring? I want to lose weight because I'm ready to step into my greatness. We'll say, I don't remember the exact words that you used, but I want to lose weight because, what else did you say? I'm ready to
acquire physical and mental freedom.
Ready to acquire physical and mental freedom. Or I want to lose weight because I don't want to be on a bunch of medication. I want to lose weight because I don't want to be a bad example to my kids. One of these is inspiring and one of these is defeating. And if you listen closely, in everything that I said was, I want this because I don't want this. I want blank because I don't want blank. Whereas Sarit said, I want blank because I want blank. I want blank because I'm ready for blank. And it's a positive with a positive versus a positive with a negative. What is 1 minus 1? 0. You have a positive and you have a negative. 0. If you put the positive with the negative, they will cancel each other out to some degree, right? I want to lose weight because I don't want blank. You have a positive with a negative. And we will become, Napoleon Hill says this, I'm sure a bunch of other people say this, but we will become our dominating thoughts, or the thoughts that we most dominantly hold in our mind. And this is why we talk about thought habits, because if you're constantly looking in the mirror and saying, I hate this, I hate that, I hate this about me, I wish I didn't have this, I wish I didn't have that, you're constantly thinking about the things that you don't want, which is exactly what you're going to get. because those are the most dominating thoughts. So the challenge in this is then you have the flip side, the alternative. I want to lose weight because I'm ready to have physical and mental freedom. I want because I want. And so when you're putting those two things together, you're training your mind to say, you can very easily, we call it flip the script. You can very easily, well, actually not very easily, it takes work. And I want you to just like pay attention throughout the day to the number of times when you say what you don't want. Hold my hand across the street so that we don't get hit by a car. What if you said, hold my hand across the street so we make it to the other side safe? What if you said it in a way that you wanted it to happen, not in a way that you didn't want it to happen?
And it's a state of mind, you know, like if you do it in one area of your life, guaranteed you do it in every area of your life. Why is that? Simply due to lack of awareness. You know, it is, if you were to grab 100 people, okay, random people off the street, and you were to ask them, what do you want? They'll probably tell you happiness. Okay, but what do you want? And then 98 out of those 100 people will start getting specific with regards to all the things that they don't want. Why do I share that with you? Because we are brought up without any awareness to think in a way of, you know, speaking in a positive manner, and our words are a manifestation of our thought habits. And most people are walking around their lives with negative thought patterns that continuously make them stumble and fall without even them realizing it. And, you know, like, if you've been the type of person who's like really strict, like, you know, like tracking your calories, counting your macros, like you're probably watching this and you're like, whoa, like I don't see how that makes any sense. Like, show me the data, show me the data. And listen, I'm all about data too, but there's also such a thing called metaphysics, and that is a real thing. That is laws of nature, you know, and there's a law of nature that's called cosmic habit force, which basically, you know, like nature has its way of fixing our habits and our thought patterns. So
kind of like a groove you would dig in a driveway. If you drive through the same exact little tire marks, let's say you've got a really long driveway and it's a little dirt, little gravelly, right? And you know, your 4 tires go through the same 2 stripes every time you go into your driveway. Eventually those grooves get deeper and deeper and deeper. So if you keep going over the same thoughts, those grooves dig in.
And listen, if you're like, you know, tracking and counting your stuff, like power to you for being dedicated. However, like you've got to be dedicated to more than just the food aspect. Because listen, you can be dedicated to the food aspect all day. However, if throughout most of your day you're thinking about things that simply do not serve you, you're putting power into things that are either outside of your control, they do not serve you, or that are going to create a negating force to whatever it is that you actually want. So, you know, you can say, you know, all day long, like, you know, I'm counting my calories. Meanwhile, you're like, I'm counting my calories because I don't want to gain weight. I'm counting my calories because I don't want to be on medication. Guaranteed you're struggling. Now, I'm not saying stop with the counting and just say, oh, la, 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 la. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. The whole intention of this video is let's create awareness with regards to what are your current thought patterns. And, what do you tell yourself with regards to the things that you do want? Because if you speak about the things that you do want in terms of, I don't want it, then you are giving power to all the things that you don't want, and you keep on attracting it, right? So like, you can be like, like super strict with counting and all of that, but meanwhile, if you're like, I'm doing this because I don't want to gain weight, guaranteed that you struggle with doing the things that you're supposed to do, because your subconscious mind is thinking about all the things that you don't want. Our subconscious mind, does not discriminate between want and don't want. So when you say, I don't want to gain weight, your subconscious mind just went into gain weight. The do or the don't, they really don't matter. Okay? So if you say, I want to lose weight because of, because I want to be in better shape for my kids. Okay, great. But if you say, I want to lose weight because I don't want to be out of shape. Okay, so you're now putting the power on being out of shape. So you will continuously make the choices that will help you to be out of shape.
And this is usually on a subconscious level, but I want to help to bring it to like a little lower level, so we're not so high in the clouds, because some people might like resonate with that and understand that and be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. But some other people might feel a little bit lost, because it's not it's not the language that they understand. And so if I can put it another way, just to make sure that anybody listening understands, is like, if you're constantly thinking about, Callie, can you come here? Can you back it up a little bit? And yeah, good job. If you're constantly thinking about the things that you don't want to happen, chances are you struggle with being consistent. And that is because you're not inspired by your why. How can you be inspired by a why that is negative?
Amen.
How can you be inspired by saying, okay, we're going to have a guest on the show. Her name's Callie. How can you be inspired by thinking about all of the medication that you have to take? Whereas, what if, or by being a bad example to your kids? Is it more inspiring to think, I don't want to be a bad example to my kids, or I want to be an amazing example to my kids? Because I know that within me, I have the ability to be a great example to my kids so that they can thrive in their adulthood. Right? Not even so that they don't have to go through what I did. It's so easy to go back to a negative. So what happens is you struggle to be consistent because everything in you, in your physical, wants to do the right thing. This is why we count calories. This is why we, keep track of stuff. This is why we, fight ourselves to get our workouts done. But the problem is that we're fighting ourselves, and it shouldn't have to be a fight. When you are aligned and when you are inspired by your why, there's still going to be tough moments where you don't feel like doing some of the things that you need to do. That's part of life. When you swim upstream, when you go against the grain, it requires effort, right? But in that same time, if you can find alignment in yourself and you can find a why that is inspiring and not defeating, you have more to work with. And part of that is, I think one of the greatest habits that you can create is not being consistent with your workouts. It's not learning how to eat chicken breasts and broccoli and brown rice every day for the rest of your life. It's not meal prepping every weekend. If there's one habit that you could create that will really make an impact on the rest of your life, no matter where it's at, is learning how to recognize immediately when you say something in a negative context, trying to talk about what you want, and being able, once you recognize it, to immediately say, how can I turn that into the thing that I really do want, not what I do want because I don't want. I hope that makes sense. So for example, this is something that I've made a habit of. I still do it, but I catch myself a lot quicker than I used to. Nobody's perfect, but I will literally stop myself sometimes mid-sentence because I hear that it's about to come out in a way that is not helpful for me. And I think that's one of the greatest habits that you can develop, is being aware of when you say what you don't want and be able to flip it around to say what it is that you do want, that you really want. So we've given some examples.
Yeah.
And it can happen with anything. I'm not going to leave the lights on in my car when I go in the house because I don't want the car to be dead in the morning. Could be simply, I want my car to be functional tomorrow. It could be as simple as something like that. And so my challenge to you, I don't know if you have more to say on this, but my challenge to you would be the next time you recognize, this takes time. And like I said,
it's a daily practice.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh yeah, like I did it for 3 days, I'm good.
No, and it will be forever, I'm sure.
Because it's a thought pattern.
Yeah. I don't ever imagine a time in my life where I'll be perfect at it. Where I'm sure at some point in this video, I'll even, like, I'm being extra cautious now because we're talking about it, but good. Because I want you to see in real life the ease at which it is to say things in a negative way. And our world is filled with it. Filled with negativity everywhere. You go on any social media channel and you're going to see something negative. And it doesn't have to be super harmful, but it's negative. And so I want you to write it down, what you said that you don't want to happen. And I want you to just write down underneath that, how could you say that differently to make it what you do want? I'm also very curious if you're watching this on YouTube. You should be, because there's a really cute dog in it, because she just wants to move the camera around, so she has to sit in a lap, which is probably what her plan was from the beginning. I want to see in the comments, I don't know if you will remember to come back to this page, but when you recognize that you do that, I would love for you to come back and leave a comment on this video that says, I caught myself, exclamation, exclamation, and then say, this is what I said, this is how I changed it. And that will be freaking amazing. Not only will that help you to make it stick and solidify better, but it will also encourage other people who are potentially reading that comment to say, oh, here's another example of what happened with somebody in real life. This is what they said, this is how they switched it. Cool. Like, we're all capable of this.
We're all capable of this. If we're capable of this, then you're totally capable of it. And all that it requires is, after you listen to this video, just become aware. Become aware. Awareness is step one with regards to creating change. And, continue to practice that level of awareness. And I can almost certainly guarantee you that if you've been struggling with your weight for quite a bit of time, this is probably one of the biggest things that are standing in your way. It is not because you don't know that eating chicken and broccoli is better. It is because your mind predominantly lives in a negative state, and it is really hard to do the right things in a negative environment. And the state of mind that we're in, dictates one of the environments that we live in, okay? Our mental state determines our mental environment. So, if your mental environment is disruptive, just know that it will be a lot harder for you to do the right thing, okay? So this is about you cleaning up your mental mess. We actually had a guest, what was her name?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, she wrote a book about that. However, like that's not the point. The point is, you know, by cleaning up your mental mess and becoming aware of, you know, the derogatory language that you currently use, you're able to, you know, transform your language. And by default, what that does is it transforms your mental state over time. And, you know, when you create a better mental environment, you're able to make better decisions more often. Now, that doesn't mean that you should stop eating clean. That does not mean that, you know, you should stop working out. It just means whatever it is that you're already doing, just, you know, build awareness around that factor. And if you want more help with that, I'm sure that if you check out our description, there's probably one or a few tools that you can use that will help you to start, you know, creating the steps that will help you to get there. And we hope that you found a lot of value in this episode.
You know, depending on when you're watching this, I'm not sure, we might, in our Raw Transformation program, which is an 8-week kind of mentorship, nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, habit change program that we have, in one of those weeks, we actually spend the entire week focusing on how to flip the script, how to change our thoughts from negative to positive that are going to be helpful and constructive for us rather than destructive and harmful. So, yeah, again, like Sarit said, check the links that are down below in the description below this video or in the show notes on the podcast and see if there's something in there. Look for the Transformation Kickstart Challenge or the Raw Transformation Program or something that will be helpful for you in that. And, you know, hit us in the comments if there's anything else that you feel like you need help with around this, and we're happy to help in any way that we can. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button. Please. That's it. Just lets us know what videos you guys resonate with, which ones are helpful for you so that we can continue providing helpful content. If you like this channel, then maybe subscribe to it. And hit the notification bell if you want to be notified anytime we drop new content. So that's amazing. There is also a little share button somewhere. If there's somebody that you thought about in this, or let's say your friend or a family member or somebody else is kind of going through this journey with you and they could benefit from this, then share it with them. That's all we ask. And we'll continue giving you everything that we got from everything that we've learned from our own journey. So that's it.
Thank you for watching. Until our next episode, stay positive and build more awareness. We'll see you next time.